Sound like a discussion in your house? Well, in this morning's Money Watch, the cost of daycare. Many parents know it can be insanely expensive to have someone else take care of their child. So does it make financial sense for one parent to stay at home or to have them both work?
Joining us now with some advice is Mike Adamick, a stay-at-home dad and writer, and financial contributor Carmen Wong Ulrich. Good morning to both of you.
Thank you. Good morning.
We've all dealt with this issue, all four of us here. Carmen, what are the numbers?
Here are some of the numbers that just came out this week from Bankrate. That basically the cost per year on average of having the child have child care is $4,300 a year. Now, the White House estimates that cost at closer to $10,000 a year on average. And as New York City parents, we can double and almost triple that $10,000 as well. So it really depends. And here's how they break it down in terms of where this money is going. Let's say you have an annual salary of $30,000, right? So after taxes, your take home is around $1,500. Once you take out the commuting costs, your lunch, your dinner, your meals, and your child care, it comes down to making around $740 a month or $37 a day, and you have to decide if that makes sense for you financially and personally.
So you're netting $37 a day if you're working.
Right.
Okay, got it.
So, Mike, you made the decision to be a stay-at-home dad. What went into your calculus? Was it just financial, or was there something else, Jim?
Well, we did a breakdown of what I earned, working as a reporter in a small-town newspaper, community newspaper, and what my wife earned as a lawyer. And it was pretty obvious from the get-go that financially, it was a little different.
Go get a law degree. So was it a tough decision to make?
No, not at all. It was 90% financial, I guess, who's going to stay home and raise our daughter, Emmeline. And then the other 8%, I guess that would be 10%, I'm kidding, I've always been the kid person, and I wanted to stay home, and I wanted to be home with our daughter. So it's worked out
How is
really
her
well.
life different as with you at home versus your wife at home?
She watches a lot more cage fighting than I think she would otherwise.
But I think the good point that you raise is the fact that you enjoy being at home. Because here's the thing, too, that besides the cost of childcare, if you are working at home, there's such a thing they call a motherhood or maternity penalty, and in your case, a paternity penalty, where if you're dropping out of the workforce for a certain number of years, this actually is going to cost you when you go back. You're falling behind your peers. Now, you're a writer, you can kind of keep up, and you do keep up a little bit with your writing. But if you drop out, you can really fall behind and miss out those earning years. And it also has to just be about more than money.
And Mike, I looked at your bio. You're still doing a lot. You're writing for a lot of different publications. So I'm thinking you're squeezing that in at night, on the weekends. How does that affect your relationship?
I would squeeze it in, during nap times, on the weekends, after my daughter went to bed, I would be able to keep my foot in the working world by doing some freelance writing. But now she's in kindergarten full time, during the day, so I have a lot more time.
Yeah, you got to really keep up with your peers and your colleagues and your former colleagues, and keep networking, keep yourself out there while you're at home, so that when you do go back, you don't pay such a penalty.
And this is not necessarily a permanent decision for people. It's one parent perhaps stepping out for a few years, then the child goes to kindergarten, and maybe you do something different.
Yeah, hopefully she'll one day go to college. Let's see how this goes. And, then I'll be stepping back into the workforce.
Yeah.
Cage fighting instruction in kindergarten these days, or is that something they still stay away from?
Now that's the price to pay. This chick is going to be something else. But you're doing a great job, and that's the thing. If you're going to stay, she's going to stay out till college. Make sure you guys, of course, really prepare financially for college. We'll talk later about 529s.
Oh, I need to get in on that.
Okay, you too. We'll have a consultation after the show.
Mike Adamick, Carmen Wong Ulrich, thank you both so much
guys
for talking with us this morning.